We don't normally do videos at the night time, but we've got a car coming today and you're gonna love it.
So a little while ago, we mentioned that there was new cars coming in the channel, ready for 2023. We said one of them was a Fast Forward, and that Fast Forward is on its way.
You guys that said we are only an Audi channel with the Audis here, the RS4, RSQ3. If you're not already subscribed and you love the Fords, you've got to hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, right there, mate.
And I'm knackered now. So we've got Lee from Smarden Services. You might remember Lee because he brought up the M3 when it broke down on the way back from Nürburgring. He offers a service where he goes and checks the cars out, and because he buys loads of Fords and Cozzis and all kinds of stuff like that, we thought he's going to know if this car's an actual lemon or not, because I'm terrible at it.
You are terrible, mate, yeah, exactly right. But at least this time round, we've got somebody else to blame if the car is rubbish.
But let's stay positive. I'm sure this car's going to be great. It's going to be here in about an hour's time. Can we tell what it is?
I think you can tell.
Can you actually tell?
I think you can tell that it's a white Mark II Volks RS.
Before we show people the car, I just want to show you a dog. What's his name?
David.
David, right. He is the nastiest dog, right? He's not looking at me now. He literally just had.
Hey, look at the lights on the floor.
Yeah, coming out the wing mirrors.
They look very Wish.com now, I'll be honest, but I do actually like them.
Right, first time in a Focus RS Mark II.
Yeah, no pressure.
He was in the Mark III and you loved that one, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I'll do this, me, mate. Have you been in this, Lee?
Yes.
Yes, I can tell.
High tail
I
ends.
am
I put the front seat out and sat in the back.
I am not. Look at the state of that.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Look at the state of it. I'm not deformed. I've not got a disease or an illness. Right, you know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't get the front bumper off.
No, I have not.
It's hanging off.
Easy this, mate.
It's only got. It's only.
Oh, Dave. Right.
I don't have to film this. I'll film the dog. I don't know what's
Right,
more
go
dangerous,
back.
you're
Go
driving.
back a bit, mate. Go.
I don't know what I've done.
It's got. It's cool.
Forget the damage, don't worry about it. What do you think of your first drive of the Focus RS?
All the miles I've just done.
Yeah. Well, it's a test drive, isn't it?
About 7 metres. Yeah. Bang
Test
on,
drive,
mate.
a test drive.
Yeah, it's like a brand new.
Well, that was the car dropped off last night. Couldn't really tell what condition it's in because it was dark. But there you can see. It looks pretty good.
Beautiful.
But there is some cosmetic issues on it. This is not a factory option.
Somebody's rammed a screw in.
Yeah. The bumper is a different colour to the wing.
Oh, you know about white cars being a different colour, don't you?
They're a nightmare. The light is actually back there. This is sticking out a little bit more. So this one is out. This side has probably had paint. And Lee, who picked it up, did say the front looks like it's had paint. I don't dislike black wheels. I love black wheels. I prefer silver on this because it's out of the factory. And that's the thing I hate the most, is when people do these black vents. That's not the best. It's all got some seal in there, and we're going to get that back to standard. How we do that, I don't know. It may be a new bonnet, or it might just be replacing them. But
The horrible vents. Yeah.
that is a reason to subscribe, because when we do the part 2 on this car, we'll probably have a little bit more information what we're going to do with it. We're going to put them back to silver OEM. This is probably the best side because the other side isn't good. Getting out is really difficult on this, because look at that. You need to have a little bit of a foot. This has been put back together really badly. You can see all the seal in there, and it's starting to crack, and this just needs to come off and get fitted back on by the body shop properly. Whether that means more horsepower,
Well, I doubt it.
Who knows?
We had one of them on the Mark III Focus RS we
did.
And then we established it wasn't man-tuned.
yeah, we did, yeah. This actually came with the car. That looks like £300-400 number plate. Back bumper's like the front bumper. Not exactly the same wide. Tyres, they're all different. Sport Contact 6 on that.
And the other side at the back, whatever that is.
It's not even got a name on it. But the thing is with the front tyres, they've actually got, for a Focus RS, quite a lot of tread. Right. Once you finally get into the car, these do suffer with this bolster wear. It feels like it's a little bit
I would say that that's broken, mate. It's
broken.
loose. Yeah.
And this hasn't just worn out, it's actually collapsed.
Oh dear.
So The structure of that is completely gone.
That a job for MTS?
It is. But on the whole, I think the interior for the mileage is amazing. This is all in good condition. There's a couple of little nicks there, but apart from the gear stick having wear, the steering wheel having a little bit of wear, the rest of it is fine. The back seats on any RS are usually okay. It's 14 years old, so it's not going to drive like a brand new car, but let's go and find out.
So just before we go out for a drive in the Focus RS, if you're not already, please can you subscribe to the channel? We've got a Mark II Focus RS here for your entertainment. So thank you very much to Lee and to Stu for dropping this car off to us last night. Very much appreciated. Pair of Southern Softies. We even sorted you out a Chinese. Cheers.
So this definitely brings back memories. I forgot about the torque steer, the understeer, but one thing my car had when I had this like 14 years ago, it didn't have that big turbo flutter, so I'm pretty sure that's aftermarket. That's been an addition.
Well, I like it, and one thing that you can tell with this car straight away is the torque. It pulls like a train. That 5 pot's mega.
So the engine feels really good, feels really torquey. It does feel like it's running more than 300 horsepower, to be honest. It probably feels to me maybe 350, 375. There is quite a lot of turbo lag. The banging and stuff, from what I remember, the front end, that was normal, because I think the wheels just go up and down like that.
Wheel hop.
Yeah, wheel hop, because the Mark 1 used to do it as well. Not as bad as this, because the Mark 1 didn't have as much, doesn't have as much horsepower. But this one, yeah, it is pretty bad.
And with all them knocks and bangs, you're getting absolutely loads of creaking. I mean, there's a bit of trim that's not secured in there somewhere over the back of Lee. There's creaks and rattles and all kinds of stuff. But I drove a Mark II Focus ST a while ago, and that was exactly the same, to be honest. But the actual grip. By the way, the front tyres on this, they're the front tyres are not name brand decent tyres either.
No.
So you're doing well for grips there around that roundabout.
Oh,
Thanks,
yeah.
it feels sick.
And it is damp today, so, well, you're going to get understeer, but not as much as we expected.
There sounds like there's a knock from the back. Also, full lock left. There sounds like there's a top mount that's making some weird sort of creaky knocking noises as you go full lock. So there's plenty that's going to be needed on this car, I think. Get her in, lad.
The gearbox is actually quite tight. I don't actually remember it being this tight. So yeah, that feels okay. Clutch feels okay, but it is 14 years old this year, so it is going to have some knocks and bangs and stuff like that. But what it didn't come with from the factory, and every evil GT car has this fault, the engine management light's on.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. It does have a petrol light, but we can fix the petrol light because we can go to the petrol station. What we can't fix at this moment is the engine management light.
We have 7 miles left, and the closest petrol station to us is BP, so 97 in, yeah? What were you just saying about the kind of fuel that'll have been put in this?
Oh, it'll have had the miles it's done, the age of it, it'll have had 93 in it or something like that.
Well, I have to be honest, the major problem with this is that Lee needs help getting out, so you do have to have 2 people in the car here. Go on, mate.
Well, you've got to open the window first,
Yeah.
then you do that,
Yeah.
and nothing happens.
And that'll be because the shoddy side skirt, one sec, watch me fingers.
I'll try and do it. So if I have to put my cap on the other way. That's how we do it.
There you go. You from Gorton, you mate?
I'm from Manchester, me mate. When I owned this car brand new in 2009, it cost about £60 to fill it up, because I think it was about £1 a litre or something like that. Ain't going to be that today, is it?
Definitely not, mate. It's definitely not. 60, mate, still going?
Yeah, I'm still going. £88.8.
Damn.
Bargain.
God's sake. There we go, we're in. What is that? Is this yours?
What is it? Lipstick and tweezers. No? That's my first drive of the car. Feels okay, some good bits, some bad bits. It's 14 years old, so what do you expect? But Uncle Benji, he's working his way down, so He's done the Mark III Focus RS. Now this is his first drive in the Mark II. What do you think of it?
The steering is super quick, nice and pointy. The gearbox is mint. The clutch feels all right. The brakes feel okay. I think they could be better, but they feel all right. There's loads of lag. I'm quite surprised at how much lag there is. How big's the turbo on this? It must be like the size of a dustbin lid.
I think it's pretty big, yeah.
But maybe a tune will fix that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like there's definitely some sort of. It definitely feels like it's got more than 300 horsepower.
So that is one job for the future. We're going to have to get it on a dyno because I'm curious now. What has it got? It's definitely got more than 300, but what's the torque? So we'll get it on somewhere. Who knows where?
Come on. Tell you what, once you get up there though, you get the revs higher, it pulls really well, but my god, there's like about 2 or 3 seconds delay in lag, just ages.
Big question is, how much have we paid for this car? Well, I'll tell you, the mileage is 145,000 miles, which is a massive amount for this car. It is 14 years old, which is an average of 10,000 miles a year, and the grand total that we've paid for this car, £14,500.
Bargain, mate.
Is that a bargain or what?
That's got to be a bargain.
I mean, look at it. That is definitely a bargain of a car. I bought this car in 2009, brand new. Not this one, another one. But it was white, it had the shell seats, it had the sat-nav. And I paid £28,500 for it. Which, we've now bought this car for half that price, £14,500. And it's 14 years old. So in 14 years, it's lost £1,000 a year, 14,500. Amazing that, isn't
You
it?
can't argue with that depreciation, mate. No chance.
It's like it's meant to be.
If you've enjoyed the video, today's video, part 1 of the Mark II Focus RS, thank you very much. Please do make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Join us in part 2, where we're going to sort out all the exterior imperfections, all the squeaks and rattles, stuff like this, stuff like the wheels and all this, back to silver, them horrific bonnet vents. And we're going to sort all that out, just me and Lee on our own. Part 2 coming soon. See you on the next one. Ta-ra.